Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Mesdames et messieurs, bonjour. On behalf of the Biscuit Factory and the Africa Club, it's my great pleasure and honor to welcome you to this very special celebration making the 30th anniversary of the Biscuit Factory. Today is much more than the celebration of 30 years of business. Today is a celebration of vision, a celebration of perseverance, a celebration of entrepreneurship, but above all, a celebration of family. We are deeply honored by your presence. Allow me to acknowledge our distinguished guest first. His Excellency, Mr. Mohamed Dangor. Her Excellency, Madam, the Ambassador of the Republic of the Gambia in the Republic of South Africa. Son Excellence, Monsieur l'Ambassadeur de la République de Guinée en Afrique du Sud. Son Excellence, Monsieur l'Ambassadeur de la République de Mali en Afrique du Sud. Mr. Yunus Hussein, Acting Deputy Director General of the Department of Trade, Industry and Competition. His Royal Highness, Mr. Naba Sondre, King of Mossi tribe in Burkina Faso, who is on his way, but we can applaud him. Mr. Tim Scholz, representing the Cape Chamber of Commerce and Industry. All the Razak family. Mr. Sadiq Jafar, former ambassador of Republic of South Africa in Saudi Arabia. Your Excellency. We are delighted to welcome every one of you, distinguished guests, business leaders, representative of government and public institutions, and especially members of the Africa Club, chers membres de l'Africa Club. All protocols observed. Before we officially begin today's program, may I kindly invite everyone to stand for the opening du'as.
الفاتحة بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين والصلاة والسلام على أشرف الأنبياء والمرسلين سيدنا ونبينا ومولانا محمد صلى الله عليه وسلم وعلى آله وأصحابه أجمعين. اللهم اجعل جمعنا هذا جمعا مرحوما وتفارقنا بعده تفارقا معصوما وافتح لنا بالخير واختم لنا بالخير واجعل واكب أمورنا بالخير بيدك الخير والعافية إنك على كل شيء قدير. Almighty, we beseech Thee to bless this gathering. Guide the deliberations here this morning to that which pleases Thee. We acknowledge Your infinite favors that Thee has bestowed upon us and use us to be in the service of humanity. It is our sincere dua that the Almighty grant the Biscuit Factory under the leadership of Mr. Abdul Razak many more prosperous years, inshaAllah. Your leadership has proven to be one of sincerity, upliftment, empowering, and advancement. May the Almighty grant you, Mr. Razak, good health, prosperity, and foresight to continue the good work you're doing. ببركة سورة الفاتحة بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين الرحمن الرحيم مالك يوم الدين إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين اهدنا الصراط المستقيم صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين آمين سبحان ربك رب العزة عما يصفون وسلام على المرسلين والحمد لله رب العالمين. شكرا.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Ladies and gentlemen, now that we began this beautiful celebration with prayer, allow me in my capacity as president of the Africa Club to share a few words with you. Before anything else, I would like to convey the sincere apologies of three very special people who had every intention of joining us today. Mr. Zondo Mandela, President of the Mandela Legacy Foundation, Mr. Seydou Keita, Honorary President of the Africa Club and Chairman and CEO of STA Group, and Mr. Yoro Diallo, Board Member of the Africa Club and Board Member of Vista Group Bank. Unfortunately, due to unforeseen family circumstances, they were unable to travel to Cape Town. They have asked me to convey their warmest greetings, their heartful congratulations to the Razak family and the Biscuit Factory, and their very best wishes for today's celebration. Although they could not be with us physically today, they are certainly with us in spirit. Avant de poursuivre, permettez-moi de vous dire quelques mots sur le déroulement de cette cérémonie. So we are going to switch from time to time from English to French, so everybody can understand. Comme vous pouvez le constater, nous avons aujourd'hui des invités venus de 4 coins du monde, afin que chacun puisse pleinement profiter de cette matinée. J'aimerais, entre l'anglais et le français, passer entre l'anglais et le français tout au long de cette cérémonie. Aujourd'hui, nous allons parler de langue, mais nous partageons une seule et unique émotion. Ladies and gentlemen, today is a very special day, not only for the Biscuit Factory, but also for the entire Africa Club family. Because today we are not simply celebrating the success of a remarkable company, we are celebrating 30 years of resilience, 30 years of entrepreneurship, 30 years of believing that manufacturing, creating jobs, and investing in Africa is worth every sacrifice. That deserves our admiration, and it certainly deserves our applause. This morning promises to be a memorable one. Together we'll discover the remarkable journey of the Biscuit Factory over the past 30 years. We will hear from distinguished leaders representing government, business, and our international community. We'll officially welcome a new generation of members into the Africa Club family. We will proudly present their membership cards. We will have the honor of presenting the Africa Club Award of Excellence to a very special company that you will know later. We'll officially launch also, and it's an important part of today, the Africa Club Business Desk, Cape Town, opening a new chapter for our community in Southern Africa. We'll also discover how AI is transforming African businesses through a keynote presentation by our eminent members, ISON Experience, that are there. And finally, we'll continue our conversation over lunch and during our networking session. Today we'll celebrate, we'll learn, we'll connect, and together we'll continue building the future. You know, people often ask me, what makes your family, the Africa Club, different? And my answer is always very simple. We are not just a business network. We are not just a business network. We are not just an organization. We are a family of entrepreneurs, a family of business leaders, a family of investors, a family of people who genuinely care about each other. We celebrate together, we grow together, we support one another, and above all, we show up for one another. If there is one thing that makes me especially proud today, it's not the number of people in this room. It is the fact that so many people crossed borders, continents, and time zones simply to stand beside one family. Just look around this room. Today, members and friends of the Africa Club have traveled from more than 25 countries to be here. From Côte d'Ivoire, Mali, Guinea, the Gambia, Burkina Faso, Angola, Niger, Libya, Benin, Cameroon, Algeria, Morocco, UAE, France, Italy, UK, India, Singapore, and lots of places. Different countries, different cultures, different languages, different background, but today, one family. Et c'est précisément pour cette raison que nous sommes ici aujourd'hui. Nous ne sommes pas venus au Cap parce qu'il y avait simplement un événement à notre agenda. Nous sommes venus parce que l'un des nôtres nous a invités. Abdul Razak, Tawfiq Razak, Leila Razak, Madame Razak, the Razak family. Ils font partie de notre famille. Au fil des années, ils ont toujours été présents à nos côtés, à Dubaï, en Côte d'Ivoire, et lors de nos nombreux événements organisés par l'Africa Club. Chaque fois que nous les avons invités, ils ont répondu présents. Non pas par obligation, mais par amitié. Aujourd'hui, c'est à notre tour de venir jusqu'au Cap. À notre tour d'être à leur côté. À notre tour de célébrer tout ce qu'ils ont construit depuis 30 ans. Parce que c'est cela, une famille. Une famille est présente dans les grands moments. People often ask me how I first met Tawfiq and Abdul. It was almost, I think, 8 years ago at Gulf Food in Dubai. Looking back today, I realized that neither of us knew that our very first handshake would one day bring all of us together here in Cape Town. That is the beauty of human relationships. One meeting, one conversation, one friendship can change the course of a business. Sometimes it can change lives. Ce que j'admire le plus chez la famille Razak, ce n'est pas uniquement leur réussite. C'est leur humilité, leur simplicité, leur générosité, leur fidélité à leurs valeurs, leur capacité à rester profondément humains malgré leur succès. Et je crois sincèrement que c'est cela qui fait les grandes familles. Et c'est cela qui fait les grandes entreprises. Many people believe that the greatest strength of the Africa Club is its network. I respectfully disagree. Our greatest strength is the quality of the people who make up this family. Because relationships built on trust will always be stronger than relationships built only on businesses. Mesdames et messieurs, je suis profondément convaincu que l'Afrique n'a jamais eu autant besoin d'entrepreneurs qui construisent, qui produisent, qui innovent, qui créent des emplois. Mais elle a également besoin de femmes et d'hommes qui savent se soutenir les uns les autres. C'est exactement l'esprit de cette journée. Mr. Abdul, dear Tawfiq, dear Razak family, on behalf of every member of the Africa Club, thank you for your friendship. Thank you for your trust. Thank you for believing in this family. And thank you for allowing us to celebrate this extraordinary milestone with you. Today, we are not your guests. Today, we are your family. Thank you very much. Merci infiniment. And now allow me, ladies and gentlemen, it's my great honor to invite the chairman of the Biscuit Factory, Mr. Abdul Razak, the general manager of the Biscuit Factory, Mr. Tawfiq Razak, and Madame Leila Razak.
Good morning, distinguished guests. Sorry. Thank you. Good morning and assalamu alaikum, distinguished guests, honorable members, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome and thank you for joining us on this special occasion. I don't usually prepare notes, but this was important enough and I didn't want to forget anything. So please indulge me while I sometimes glance down at this piece of paper. My name is Leila Razak. I'm a director of our family's property holding company and advise the Biscuit Factory. And my day job is that I'm chief financial officer of a listed property company listed on the Johannesburg Stock Exchange. Though I'm not a member of the Africa Club myself, I'm very honored to be here today as a guest speaker on behalf of my brother and my father to share a little bit about their journey with you. So I'm going to start by sharing a little bit about my brother's journey. Before anything else, he wanted to begin by giving thanks to the Almighty for his blessings, guidance, and opportunities that have brought him to where he is today. A little bit about his journey, which I'm sure some of you know, but for those of you who don't, he studied a Bachelor of Business Science at the University of Cape Town. After working at PwC for 2 years, he joined our family business, the Biscuit Factory, in 2019. He's told me many times that when he joined the factory, he was armed with textbook knowledge, but not any real-world business knowledge. And as I'm sure a lot of you know, it's challenging joining a family business, but also going into a period of COVID when we were all thrown into turmoil and navigating a very, very difficult time just shortly after joining. I think we have to take a step back and think about my father and him founding the business. 30 years ago, he started this business with a small factory running at a capacity of just over 1 ton in a 24-hour period. I remember those early days very well myself. I remember as a young child, when our father was still operating from that single facility, he would go through himself at night, especially in winter because that was a busy time for biscuits, and he would pack orders himself throughout the night. I remember my mother waking him up at 4 o'clock in the morning to go through to the factory because he had to change shifts. And I remember that when it was our holidays or weekends, my mother would sometimes take us along with him to the factory under the guise of it being a fun outing. Now that I think about it, she was probably just worried that he'd fall asleep or that he was so tired and wanted us to stay and keep him company. Watching that as a child, and later watching my brother pick up the mantle, has instilled values in me of hard work, of perseverance, and of the undying love that family and support can bring to your journey to make it all meaningful. If we look at where the Biscuit Factory has grown to now, it operates at about 22 tons in a 24-hour period, so it's grown by 22 times. Along the way, they've embarked on several additional peripheral businesses. But most importantly, I think that they've grown the business into something which they're proud of and which we as a family are incredibly proud of. So standing here today in a room full of extremely distinguished guests, we just want to give thanks once again to the Almighty for guiding this process, to this incredible network of people that they've grown to know, that have helped them along the way. And I think this is where I just want to pivot for a bit. My brother said, in the same way that Dr. Hussain did, that when they first met all those years ago at Gulf Foods, he had no idea what this partnership and the Africa Club would mean to them. And it's grown into one of brothership, brotherhood, and really growing this partnership and this club into something which gives to so many people. Looking around this room, I see family, I see friends that have become family. And once again, in conclusion, I just want to say on behalf of my father and my brother and all of us as family, thank you so much for being a part of this journey. Thank you for making this a blessed road to walk on, and thank you for your support. We look forward to many years of it going forward, inshallah.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Good day to everybody. I must really thank you, first of all, for joining us, all of us here, from all over the world that you are here. You've built up a friendship with us over the years. We've met many places. We met in Ivory Coast, in Cameroon. We met in Tehran. We met some other places also in Dubai and things like that. But coming back to the Biscuit Factory, it was not an easy journey from the start. You know, it's a lot of hard work, and as you grow, you have many challenges as you go on. So from delivering out of a car on a daily basis, we've grown now to have everything sorted out. We also employ a lot of people. We employ about 80 people. We're empowering 15 families that act as agents for us, because we don't do our own delivery and we don't do many other things, so that we don't own transport or vehicles and things that we always add to the cost. And when you look at that also, then the one truck comes at this time, the other truck comes at that time, so we cut that all out. So it's purely manufacturing that we're doing on our premises. And it has grown, like Leila said, from 1 ton to about 22 tons per day, which is very good, and we have really grown over the period of time. I must also say we need to thank everybody that have been supportive. My family, my friends, and the broader community. Wherever we go in the world for that matter, we've got good friends that always are there for us. Dr. Bashir, you know, for a long time, you know, quite a few other people that are here. Sadiq Jaffer, the former ambassador to Saudi Arabia, is virtually a friend of ours. You know, all these years. He invited me so many times to come to Saudi Arabia, to stay at his home, his 17-room home in Jeddah. But I never took that opportunity. But sometime or the other, when he gets another post, we will come to you. Right? And then we've got here, we've got our friend here, Mr. Hussein. He's also a good friend of ours. He's been in the trade and industry department. And we can call on all these people all the time for that matter. But coming back to the Biscuit Factory, when you go through the stages of growth, you always need people to support you, people that believe in your product, people, and we must supply the service and the product. And automatically Allah's there to guide us to do the right thing. And that has happened over the period of time. We're also looking at quite a substantial growth in the next 5 or 6 years with a lot of automated machines and things like that. So inshallah, if Allah wills, we will do that. And the other thing that we are very proud of, that the Biscuit Factory is involved in a lot of community work. We support the community, we work with them, and we are always there to support whatever they need. So that's one thing that we concentrate on, and I hope and I believe Tawfiq will definitely carry on with that legacy that we have put there for us. So once again, thank you very much for people that have traveled from all over the world, right, to join us. It's not easy to get people together like this in their capacities, but that's why I say thank you very much, shukran, and thanks for, and make dua for us all the time. Thanks.
Assalamu alaikum. Shukran to everybody for coming today. So I'm just going to say a few short words. I usually don't speak, but today I thought I'd just say a few thanks. So I just want to thank everybody for coming today, for being here for the special occasion. I want to also say thank you to Leila and Soraya, Auntie Soraya, for helping us and being there. I want to say thank you to the Hyatt and all the staff here. You've been amazing. I want to say thanks to Hilaal TV and also the AV New Tech Vision. Thank you very much for all your help. Guys, I just want to say please enjoy the rest of the function. Relax, take it easy, have fun, network, enjoy, and thank you, thank you, thank you.
Thank you very much for this beautiful video made by the team of the Biscuit Factory. Now we have another video from Westcrow Corporate.
Hello there. My name is Michael Gamwo. I'm the head of Africa at Westgrow, the Western Cape Trade and Investment Promotion Agency, and I'm also the Honorary Consul General of Ethiopia here in Cape Town. On this special day, I would like to wish the Biscuit Factory a very happy 30th anniversary. This is a company that I've worked with for so many years, and every time I work with you guys, I'm so inspired by the kind of work that you do. Tofik, I've been with you to many African countries, you know, where we try to promote two-way trade between South Africa and African countries. And the Biscuit Factory has always been, you know, part of our journey. We've been together in countries like DRC, Cameroon, Nigeria, Namibia. And every time we go, people really love your product. People love the way you interact, you know. The Biscuit Factory has been improving ever since I know you. The quality of the product has improved. The packaging is always innovative. You know, even the taste, the machines that you always acquire, you know. I mean, that's the kind of inspiration that we need from small businesses. You know, every time I speak to you, you're always talking about how you want to improve, you know, the quality, how you need to get grants from the DTIC to buy, you know, better machines, you know, to improve. So you're not just lying there on your laurels, you want to improve the quality. And I mean, that's really something that I always get inspired, you know, with, and I always advise other companies, you know, to always try to improve, because the world these days is, you know, very competitive. You need to be on the edge, you know, and to be able to keep the market and dominate it. I mean, the Africa Club that you always speak about, it's something that I really see so many synergies with Westgrow, because we are all there to improve, you know, two-way trade with, you know, on the continent, to improve, you know, networking, synergies, you know, and through institutions like the Africa that you belong to, are something that I really want to be more involved. And I'm sure, you know, the next editions I will be there, you know, interacting with other members of the Africa Club, and even talking about our experience, you know, of doing business in Africa. But I mean, really, I really want to wish you a very happy 30th anniversary. You know, cheers to so many years of improvement, of quality, you know, of dedication, not just in South Africa, but also on the continent, and even, you know, outside the continent, as you've always shown. So Tofik, really, you've done so well, you know, managing this company. The Biscuit Factory, you know, everywhere I go, people keep asking me, you know, the company that does biscuit, are they here? Are they not here? Why not? You know, we really want them to come in, you know, set up another, you know, a similar kind of setup here. But obviously, you can't just go blindly into market and, you know, set up business. You need to first make sure that the product has the, you know, the necessary demand in terms of quantities. So before you find a way to get in the market, and that's what Tofik really understands. You know, he doesn't rush. He knows exactly how he wants to do his things. So really, I really love the way you operate, and thank you very much for the beautiful relationship, which has grown to become a friendship. I don't even want to mention the charity that you also do, because, you know, I've got a charity of orphans in the township, and every time I call on you, you always step in and then provide, you know, your own support. And people love those biscuits there in the township. So thank you very much for everything. I wish you a very happy, very joyous 30th anniversary. You deserve much more. You deserve everything that happens to you, to your company. Thank you very much. Cheers. Bye-bye.
Thank you very much. I'm now inviting Mr. Yunus Hussein, Acting Deputy Director General of the Department of Trade, Industry and Competition to join us for a speech.
Dear elders, ambassadors and excellencies, Brother Abdul Razak and family, Brother Dr. Hussein Shekakal, thank you for inviting me to say a few words. I am from the Department of Trade and Industry and Competition. My focus in the department is about investment promotion and trade promotion. I looked at the time, it was 3 minutes for me to speak, but I might take a little longer because I think there are two events today. One is for us to congratulate Brother Razak and family for the passion, the energy that you have built this business over 30 years. 30 years, you said more than 30 years, 32 years this morning. That is indeed a long time, more than 3 decades. I don't want to give Tawfiq and Leila's age away. I don't think they're 30 years old yet. But you have persevered, and you're a community person. You've built this enterprise, and it stands stead to the morals and the values that you hold dearly. So from our side, we'd like to say from the DTIC, congratulations on this. And also for the second part is to welcome the delegates from all over the world as part of the Africa Club. I think this is a unique club in the sense that I think that while we celebrate 30 years today, you start your Africa desk in Cape Town. So we'll come back in 20 years where the Biscuit Factory will be 50 and you'll be 20. And we look 32, 52, sorry. And I'm also not giving the time away. I'm also 32 years old in government, so that's a long time. So I think that I don't like to read speeches, but I'd like to frame a discussion. And the discussion is that the Africa Club, I think for me, is quite unique, and the model and approach. I think the advent or the integration of the African Continental Free Trade Agreement brings about a significant opportunity for intra-Africa trade. And I think herein lies the opportunity for the Africa Club to accelerate, because we in government put the rules and regulations which Ambassador Dango will talk about from a political level. So you all know today, as we say, the political diplomacy equals the economic diplomacy, which then translate to business, trade and investment. Today there are no trading rules. It's what Africa can build. And Africa is at the pivotal moment to identify its value in the global economy. Because why? Number one, the developed world says critical minerals. I beg to differ, and I will always say whatever you have under Mother Nature is strategic for you. So Africa has strategic minerals. So I think we must clarify that point, that we have strategic minerals. Whether it's cobalt, lithium, nickel, platinum group metals, bauxite, and so forth, Africa has it. And in my work in the investment field, every 4 or 5 years there comes a new round of investment. The round of investment has come back to mining and building what the so-called developed world says critical minerals. Critical minerals for EVs, critical minerals for energy, critical minerals for AI, for everything that you do on your phone, your laptop, for your data centers and so forth. And this goes then to the youth also. The opportunity in Africa is immense. The fastest growing population, the youth dividend, Rapid urbanization, yes, many challenges, and I always look at challenges and translate challenges into opportunities. Infrastructure lag, infrastructure development. So I'd like to frame a few things and leave you as thoughts, because I think I love the conversations, and thank you for inviting me last night. I love the conversations of the people that you brought. And I think that's where it starts, because governments can talk business to business contracts. So when we look, for example, and we look at the Biscuit Factory, but when you look and I say Africa is blessed with resources, it's blessed with the so-called critical minerals, but it's also blessed with other natural resources. When you look at countries such as Ghana and Cote d'Ivoire, they produce 75% of the world's cocoa, right? So, Leila, when you go to Woolworths, when you buy this Lindt chocolate, it's maybe the cheapest one could be $10, right? That $10 chocolate, the cocoa comes from Cote d'Ivoire, Ghana. Where is Africa's value in this $10? Africa's value in the $10 at maximum is $1. And that is only for producing the cocoa, right? The value is in Switzerland, where in Switzerland grinds, process, manufactures, packages, build a brand called Lindt, distributes and retails. That's what Africa does not do. And that is what Africa needs to do to stop exporting the raw materials and importing the finished product from the global world. And that is where you see the AFCFTA providing you that opportunity for intra-Africa trade. In South Africa's instance, the agro-processing sector was at its highest last year, $14 billion we exported. Today, South Africa is the largest citrus exporter globally. One of the largest avocado, one of the largest macadamia exporters in the world. And some of you may not like it, but we are in the top 8 and 6th largest wine exporter in the world. So, where is the deficit? The deficit in Africa is 1, infrastructure, but 2, in processing plants. So if you have a processing plant in those countries, in Cote d'Ivoire or in Ghana, you can manufacture the chocolate. You can, with the youth dividend you have, many of you are the brightest minds. You can see I'm also becoming like Uncle Razak. I'm getting gray, I'm getting old. You can do a brand. You can do the TikTok. You can do the rest. So it's up to you. The second part is where I see in the audience today, the challenge I would throw to you, because in my focus together with Ambassador Jaffa, the investment part is what I do every day to bring investment into this country. Equally in the trade part, in areas of market access. I think that the opportunity for business people in South Africa, in Cape Town, or people of the Africa Club, think about how you can put value chains and work in terms of the global halal economy. The global halal economy today is in the region of $2.5 to $3 trillion. Africa has a population of 1.4 billion people. 400 to 500 million people are Muslim. That is 40%. Globally, 1 in 4 people are Muslims. Where do you get your food security and food value chain from? It starts there. So, if you look at the food and beverage market in Africa, it's $150 billion. The cosmetics market is $10 billion. The wonderful modest attire that His Excellencies are wearing today is $10 billion. Why do we go outside the continent to import these things? Why can't we make it ourselves? Why can't we trade it amongst ourselves? So, here comes the question is, can Africa leapfrog? So first we need, as Ambassador you will tell us, you need sound governments and leadership stability in Africa. Second, you'd need the skills in Africa. Third, we can then do the opportunity in terms of having an investment climate, an ease of doing business, infrastructure development, logistics supply chains, and then fourthly, investment and trade that can happen with skills development. So I think for us, the halal market is a significant market for us to develop as entrepreneurs, to build those manufacturing supply chains. Today we're looking at one. We're looking at Brother Abdul Razak that has built his business factory. The standards in South Africa in halal is, I don't think countries can learn from us. The markets I know we've opened up, and you mentioned quite rightly, and I think like food shows such as Gulf Food, Sial, and that's where I think that the Africa Club should connect with the South African exporters, as well as other African exporters. You have your programs when these events happen. But we've opened up markets in the Middle East, in the GCC, for example, for meat. And I've been done these protocols, and I can assist and help people to do that, and as well as other stuff. Because today, even our citrus is exported to China. So that's how we've been working. But we want to see a better pool, a better supply chain, a more resilient supply chain. And Africa needs to build its resilient supply chains for its future. Because if you don't make this good of this round, the only people that will make good of this rounds is the Teslas and the likes of the world. And Africa will be at that value chain. So what we need to do is, we need to carve that value chain in manufacturing, in the services sector, and build those ecosystems in Africa, cross-border. And then you will have significant growth on the continent. So when I said, can Africa leapfrog? Yes, Africa can leapfrog, and it's proven. A while back, a lot of us, and I will come back to you, Brother Razak, you remember we had fixed line telephones. So Africa leapfrog from fixed line telephones. It's the fastest mobile growing market in the world. Fortunately for Africans, we have more than one cell phone today. So in that space, Africa is leapfrogging in digital economy, in mobile payments, in fintech today. So it just shows you, if we can leapfrog certain sectors, why can't we, in the most productive sectors of resources, build value chains? Because you have so many countries that have, the DRC has cobalt, this country has lithium, Morocco has bauxite, South Africa has the PGM. Why can't you build the EV on the continent? Why can't you build the battery energy storage on the continent? Because that's where the value chain lies. The value lies. You don't need technology you can get from anywhere. And that's where you can build these ecosystems and supply chains. So I think for us, my message is that the Africa Club, you have a unique set of business entrepreneurs. And these entrepreneurs should look at value chains. And before I conclude, for example, if you look at the pharmaceutical value chain, today on the continent, there ain't no, or limited at best, capacity in API production. Now API is the formulation that goes into your medicines, right, to make a Panado. There isn't that on the continent. The continent has 1.4 billion people, it has scientists, it has diaspora, but nobody can build an API facility. Why? because we go, and how I say the trade regimes are distorted, there's a thing called PEPFAR. PEPFAR. PEPFAR is from the US, and PEPFAR gives you the global funding for medicines. When the president wakes up and decides to pull PEPFAR away, there is no donor funding for medicines on the continent. Right? But then what happens is when I say the political economy equals the economic diplomacy, they come back and tell you, no, okay, we'll give you the PEPFAR funding for your malaria or whatever medicine it is, but we want your bauxite, we want your cobalt, we want your copper. So that's how things are dictated. But we as Africans can build a pharmaceutical value chain for vaccines, for diseases on the continent. And that's what the bright minds in this room or in this Africa Club should be thinking about. It's a unique, massive opportunity. Massive opportunity. India provides that for its entire population, which is 1.4 billion people, and export that globally. But we just have a few multinationals that work on this continent and give it to us through Gavi or through the CDC and so forth. And that's why we need to be thinking, and that's my message to the youth, that you should be getting involved in science, in R&D, in the biologics, so that you can build the future of this continent in the value chains that it rightly deserves, that Mother Earth has blessed us. And we should, as I said at the beginning, never call it critical minerals. It's critical minerals for people who think it's critical for a short term. For us, it's strategic in terms of our economic development on the continent. Once again, thank you very much to Brother Razak for inviting me and the family, and Brother Dr. Hussein to inviting me to say a few words to the African continent. My apologies, I did not speak in French. I was in French. I was in France 10 days ago, and I was speaking in French. The mistake I made from France, I went to the UK. And the Brits said, you speak English here, you speak Queen's English here, so my apologies, I'm speaking English. But I look forward to myself and Ambassador Jaffer to meet you during the day. I found the conversations, I think many people I could see on the continent, that the value chains in terms of processing plants, processing technologies, mining technologies is what South Africa has and can offer that to partners on the African continent. We'd love to work with you. We'd love for you to invest in our country, and we'd love to invest in your country. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Mr. Yunus, for this inspiring speech. I would like now ask His Excellency, Mr. Mohammed Dangor, to say a few words to us.
Is it morning still? Good morning, colleagues, comrades, and fellow South Africans, fellow Africans particularly, and visitors from abroad. I was asked to speak on the same subject that Yunus has just repeated, so I won't repeat what Yunus has said. I would bore you. I'll try and do so in Arabic. However, having said that, part of the challenge that I face today and that we as South Africans face today was put to me very distinctly by some of the people and visitors who had come from Cote d'Ivoire. They said to me, how do we become your ambassadors in Africa with the conditions that you have at this particular moment in South Africa? Now, the question is really, what is happening in South Africa at this particular point in time? We have what is called the March and March movement. we have that March and March movement supported by the MK party, which is led by former President Zuma, and that is creating A, Afrophobia in Africa, and B, xenophobia within South Africa. Now, that is in fact a very dangerous position to be in. I was in Libya when Dr. Bashir was there as well, and I saw a color revolution emerging. I also saw a color revolution emerging in Syria. They exported the same revolution to Ukraine without changing the name. They called it the Maidan Revolution, which is square in Arabic. They called it the Maidan Revolution in Ukraine as well. Now, in the Haaretz in January, there was an article that said, South Africa has taken us to the International Criminal Court. We will balkanize your country. What they're doing is, in fact, trying to create a South Africa where South Africa will be separated. That's what they said. Now, let us go back in history a little bit. In 1994, President Mandela persuaded us to create provinces. Many of us did not, in fact, want that particular position. But he said in order for us to maintain and bring the kingdom of KwaZulu-Natal and the Western Cape back into South Africa without having secessionist movements is to create a situation where we have a central state with federal elements. Now, people are taking advantage of those issues. And the rise of tribalism is a demon that we have to defeat, not only in South Africa, but in Africa. And I'm saying to my brothers and fellow ambassadors who come from Africa in particular, go back and put the true story to your own governments and to your own people so that they can understand where we are. Some African countries have decided to take us to the ICJ. Other African countries have put onto the agenda of the African Union what is happening at this particular moment in South Africa. But as South Africans, we will have to come together. We'll have to come together to rescue our country from many things. And we're talking to the business community here. The business community should play a role within civil society organizations, together with the trade union movements, together with faith-based organizations and others, to create and sponsor and promote business ethics and ethics within society. That is an important role for the Africa Club, if I may give some advice. Please talk about the ethics that you're going to promote within the club and how you're going to extend that into the rest of civil society, whether it be the trade union movements, whether it be the other political parties, whether it be other business units. Now, Eunice will recall I was sitting in Libya one day, and former President Zuma, who is, in fact, I see, and I'm saying this as myself, not as the state, not as anybody else, I see his handprints all over MK. I see his handprints all over the March and March. And he's publicly said he supports it. As how do we bring together people back with the values that we had, that we started with the Freedom Charter with? That South Africa belongs to all who live in it. That South Africa is not a one-party tribal situation. But we need to take the national dialogue that has been launched by President Ramaphosa and use the national dialogue to have these discussions, to talk about the issues on the ground, because there are issues on the ground of service delivery. And if we take the city of Cape Town that people say is one, you're looking at the one side of Cape Town. Go to the other side of Cape Town. The side of Cape Town that is neglected, the side of Cape Town that doesn't get the services that is required. Again, it is the situation that we have not overcome the history and the legacy of racism. And you know, former Mbeki wrote a poem, which I've got, but I won't read it, it's much too long, where he describes in summary that South Africa belongs to all, from the slaves that came, to the Khoi and the San that were dispossessed, to the people in the Eastern Cape who fought wars, to the Berbers in the north who are part of Africa. And he included all of that into the South Africa that we should have. Now, where did we lose our road? We did not, in fact, lose the road. We have opportunism emerging, and opportunism creates different dynamics within every society. And the question that I again pose to you, as civil society sitting here, both in Africa and in South Africa in particular, take advantage of the national dialogue, put your issues onto the table, and take them forward so that they can be addressed, not by the state, but by you, yourselves, and all other people. I speak here today as I am no longer an official of the state, but I am a leader in the anti-apartheid movement that is led by Reverend Frank Chikane. Now, Reverend Frank Chikane had put together a position. Yes, we will look at the anti-apartheid movement as the anti-apartheid movement looked at South Africa. But we will first look at, in this instance, the moral compass of the world is Palestine. And in his words, that is where we will focus first. We launched the International Anti-Apartheid Movement in October of last year in Johannesburg. In London, they've now started an organ. In the US, they are busy starting an organ. And us, as the South African chapter, needs to look at how we're going to form and broaden out the African anti-apartheid movement. The Indonesians are considering the relaunching of the Bandung Conference, where Nkrumah was, where Nasser was, where Nehru was, to relaunch the Bandung Conference to look at the moral issues in the world. So it will not be limited to Palestine or elsewhere. We'd also be looking at Sudan. We'd also be looking at other areas where there is conflict and how to resolve that conflict. But there are two things that I need to remind business community of, and Yunus will recall that. President Zuma said to me when I was in Libya, get the railway moving from North Africa to South Africa, Cape to Cairo. Let us work on that project again and look at that. You need a road to move goods. So as the business people, take their advantage and move it. The second road that you require is the road of the economy and finances. We don't have an African finance system that we can move money quickly from Gabon to Johannesburg. We need to look at that, and this is not the function of the state, it is the function of the private sector to look at those kind of issues. And as I appeal to the diplomats from Africa here, please take the message back that South Africa is not xenophobic, that South Africa is non-racial in character, and in the terms of Bishop Tutu, we are the rainbow nation. Colored of all colors, all religions, all sexes. And nobody is excluded and nobody is left behind. With those few words, I want to thank you very much, Mr. Razak and family. Let me also congratulate the Africa Club, which now has got 132 members, I'm told. And this club can actually foster the economics and the investment potential that we require, A, in Africa and B, in the world. So it is not only Africa. Some of us, like Sadiq Jafar and myself, served in the MENA region, which is Middle East, North Africa region. And when I had left Saudi as the CG, South Africa became the 7th largest trading partner of Saudi Arabia. So I think that's the kind of work that diplomats need to do, but it's also the kind of tasks that business people need to undertake. Thank you very much.
Stand, no problem. Thank you very much, Your Excellency. Great pleasure for your very inspiring words. So the next part of this beautiful morning is about presenting the membership cards of the new members. Does it work? So we have the honor to having His Excellency Mr. Mohammed Dango to present the cards to our new members of the Africa Club that came from all over the world. We have even someone from United States coming in. It means it shows how precious, how important the Razak family is to us. So what I'm going to do is, one by one, present the people, the new members who are going to receive their card. So the first member that I'm going to introduce is a corporate member of the club, a next-generation investment bank and financial services group headquartered in Abu Dhabi, UAE, connecting GCC capital with high growth opportunities across Africa and international markets. Active across investment banking, asset management, wealth management, family office services, and financial markets. Operating across 6 countries with a team of over 100 professionals. Represented today by a senior wealth management executive with more than 20 years of international private banking experiences. She had held leadership roles in UBS, Julius Baer, and EFG Bank. She is recognized for her expertise in cross-border wealth structuring, multi-family offices, and international investment strategies. Please welcome our corporate member, Al-Liwan Group, represented by Ms. Veronica Shim. Thank you very much. I was not expecting Eye of the Tiger, actually. Thank you. So the second person that I'm going to ask to come and receive his membership card is a valuable person that I know for some times now. He's a director and senior advisor to several leading international institutions. He's active across banking, finance, climate strategy. He's actually someone who has lots of interest in climate, and he's a real activist about it. In education, infrastructure, soft diplomacy, and oil and gas. Working across Africa, China, and the Middle East, he is involved in financing and delivery of major government development and infrastructure programs. A strong bridge between governments, investors, institutions, and international markets. Please welcome Dr. Mohammed Bashir Karoubi. Eye of the Tiger. Music. Thank you very much. It suits you very well, Doctor. So the next person is a doctor in management sciences and holder of an executive doctorate in business administration. He has more than 22 years of experience in project management, international trade, finance, management, and organizational development. He's a permanent associate researcher at Université Paul Valéry Montpellier III. He's founder and CEO of an international training and research center based in Abidjan, Côte d'Ivoire, working with academic partners in France, the United States, and Switzerland. Also recognized as an international expert and trainer in diplomatic protocol and practice. Please welcome Dr. Jean-Michel Blédou. Félicitations. Thank you very much. Each time we have new music, huh? So I think that's a surprise. The next person has 30 years of experience at the heart of the maritime and port industries. From commanding tankers around the world to serving as an harbor pilot at the port of Abidjan. Also experienced as a mooring master on offshore oil fields in Côte d'Ivoire, a recognized maritime and port expert, judicial expert before the Court of Appeal of Abidjan, international expert accredited in Geneva, advisor to ports across West and Central Africa and to major oil and gas companies. Please welcome Captain Ibrahima Silla. Thank you very much. The next member is also a corporate member, a global leader in customer experience management and business process outsourcing. They're actually the biggest member by size of the Africa Club. Headquartered in Dubai and delivering AI-powered customer engagement and business transformation solutions. Operating across 22 countries through 36 delivery centers. Employing approximately 18,000 professionals, and most of them in this continent, in Africa. Supporting more than 500 million customers and managing over 50 million interactions every month. Represented today by a senior executive with more than 20 years of leadership experience across Africa. His journey has taken him through Kenya, Nigeria, Egypt, and South Africa. He has played a major role in building and expanding the company's operations across the continent. Please welcome our corporate member, ISON Experience, represented by Mr. Sandeep Nair. Thank you very much. So the next member was born in Congo, Brazzaville, but is originally from Mali. Second generation leader of commodity trading business, established more than 60 years ago. Active in food commodity trading across Mali and Congo, also leading successful activities in real estate and agriculture. currently developing a major agricultural project in Mali. He employs more than 100 people across his different businesses, a strong example of continuity, entrepreneurship, and long-term African investment. Please welcome Mr. Dama Diawara. Thank you very much. So the next person I'm going to introduce is an honorary member. He is ambassador of the Republic of Mali to South Africa. He has more than 22 years of national and international experience. Former Director of Integration and Regional Complementary within CNSAD. Former Director for African Affairs at the national level. A career entirely dedicated to African diplomacy, regional integration, and continental cooperation, bringing deep institutional knowledge and a strong understanding of Africa's strategic challenge. Please welcome His Excellency Mr. Bakary Coulibaly. Thank you very much. You wanted to tell a few words as you asked.
Yes. Let me, first of all, let me speak in French. Is it allowed?
It should be a change.
Is it allowed to speak in French? Merci beaucoup, Dr. Hossein. Merci à la famille Taoufik Razak pour l'invitation. Je suis avec mes collègues de Gambie et de Guinée. En leur nom, je voudrais vraiment vous remercier pour cette opportunité et cette invitation. Et dire que nous sommes très honorés d'être membres de ce club et de représenter nos pays auprès de l'Afrique du Sud. Ambassador Dangor, we know South Africa. We know South Africa. We know that there is no xenophobia in South Africa. We know that what is behind. We know. As ambassadors, we know what is behind. Be sure that we understand really what is happening. We understand what is happening, and we appreciate what you are doing, you and other peoples in South Africa. And we know that we feel brothers and sisters in South Africa. And let me tell you frankly, I have been a member of Mandela Club in Mali from 1988 until the end in 1994. I have been member of. I'm not only ambassador. I'm a militant. So I know your country. I really know South Africa, Ambassador Dango. Be sure that we'll transmit your message correctly. You will transmit your message correctly, and my last one is to thank the Africa Club and to admit us as member of this club, and to tell you that we are part of economic diplomacy. We are part of economic diplomacy, and for that I invite all of the Africa Club to come in Mali in September from 23rd. There will be an economic forum between South Africa and Mali, and all the investors are invited in Mali from South Africa and from other countries. All of them, we are invited to come in Mali. And this forum is not only for Mali, it's for all Niger and Burkina Faso also. They will be there, and we invite everybody to come to participate to this forum and to look for what they can do as investment in Mali, in Burkina Faso, and Mali, and Niger. So, thank you, Dr. Hussein. Thank you, Dr. Taufik and his family. Taufik, Biscuit Factory. Biscuit Factory, this is the right name, eh? Biscuit Factory, thank you for your invitation, and we are really proud to be part of this ceremony, and thank you so much.
Thank you very much, Your Excellency. So the next guest of honor, new member that I'm going to ask to join us is Ambassador Extraordinary and Plenipotentiary, it's very complicated, the word actually, of the Republic of Guinea to South Africa. He's a lawyer admitted to both the Guinea Bar and the Quebec Bar in Canada, holder of a master's degree in business law from the University of Montreal, graduate of the prestigious École Nationale d'Administration in Paris, so French people know how important it is, former Minister of Justice and Human Rights of Guinea, a distinguished career combining law, diplomacy, public service, international affairs. Please welcome His Excellency, Maître Moriba Alain Koné. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. I love your choice of music. So the next person I'm going to invite has enjoyed a distinguished career spanning journalism, public administration, parliamentary leadership, and international diplomacy. She notably served as the Speaker of the National Assembly of the Gambia, represented her country within the ECOWAS Parliament, and has held several senior public offices through her career. Today, she serves as the ambassador of the Gambia to South Africa, with accreditation to several countries across Southern Africa, making her one of the country's most experienced and respected diplomats. Please welcome Her Excellency, Dr. Fatoumata Cissé. Thank you very much. We don't have very diplomatic text, huh? You know, I don't know if for the music. Yes, sorry.
Let me just say before the ambassador speaks that the word plenipotentiary means you can actually declare war on the behalf of the state, so be careful.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Sorry.
Perhaps I will not do it here today. But what I will do here today is to take all of you to Gambia and all of your businesses to Gambia and all what you are doing good for humanity to Gambia. I am so elated. I'm so elated that I'm in this is the best club. I have been in executive clubs, professional clubs. But this one, I don't know how Dr. Hussein has made to let me come here, because I am happy. You could see I was walking slowly because I'm just recovering from a total knee surgery. And I don't want to work with the crutches. When we have businessmen here, they will say, why should we go to Gambia when this old woman is working with a crutch? So I'm here to do economic diplomacy, as my colleague has just said. And the Africa Club, I think, is heading towards the right direction of what the AU is calling for, the 2063. And having had our brother, Mr. Hussein, also Mr. Hassan, who gave us a short lecture about what the economy of Africa should be and where we should put it. Like he was saying, the fabrics we are putting on is very African, so we must promote it. The biscuits we saw from the Biscuit Factory, and it's so neat and clean. Why should we not grow it in Africa and make it in Africa, sell it in Africa, and sell it again to other African countries, and not our cocoa from Abidjan to Switzerland and then back to us in our supermarkets? I think we should stop that, and we are going to stop it if we are really serious with the 2063 of what the AU is calling on. I have the opportunity to meet Mr. Hassan through you, Professor, a very kind gentleman, which I'm sure Laila and Junior, you will allow me, and Mama, to say that now I have a new daddy. And I hope you will adopt me immediately today in this hall, because what you have said and what your daughter has said and son, this is what the culture we are as Muslims and Africans should emulate and bring to other African people to enjoy it. With regards to the xenophobia, please rest assured that we are all one, and Africa is going to be the greatest in the world. Mr. Hussein, thank you very much. I won't disappoint you by receiving this award. And I hope there will be a biscuit factory in Gambia very soon. Very, very soon. Very soon. Thank you.
So we're going to have just a picture of the ambassadors together. Yes, please open up your... C'est comme ça. Comme ça, vous l'ouvrez. Il faut juste le mettre au milieu. Like this exhaust. Yes. Au milieu. Voilà. Can we in the picture as well?
Yeah, please. Yeah, please, Dr. Hussein. Yeah.
Thank you very much. So, last but not least, the next member I'm going to introduce is a distinguished business leader, philanthropist, and community servant based in Cape Town, South Africa. He served as a director of the International Peace College South Africa, board and chairperson of the Risk and Management Committee. A highly successful entrepreneur, he's the founder of the CEO of a company that you know very well, and has cultivated extensive high net worth donor networks that have contributed significantly to educational, humanitarian, and community uplifting projects. He's also a lot into trading. He's a managing director of Mozark, and he made lots of trade through the continent. And he's someone I respect a lot. I admire a lot. I admire his family. So, first of all, as you know, we have two types of membership. We have individual membership and we have corporate membership. And they're already a member, but today they become corporate membership. So I just want to ask our host here, Mr. Abdul Razak. As you can see, they have now the golden card for corporate members. Tawfiq, come in the picture. Thank you very much. This was a little bit soft. But we have a next one. Please give us something like Eyes of the Tiger. Please. Thank you very much, Your Excellency. Please give a round of applause to His Excellency, Mr. Dangor. We play the video now. The video. No, the video of Seydou Keita.
Oh, yes, okay.
As I told you earlier today, our honorary president, who is a football legend, Mr. Seydou Keita, was supposed to be here today, but unfortunately he has to go back to Mali. But it was very important for him to address a message to the Razak family, him also, Mr. Yoro Diallo, some of you know, who is one of the best and biggest bankers Africa has ever known. He's very close to Dr. Bashir. Where is Dr. Bashir? Oh, he's here. And we would like to play the message they sent to us.
Bonsoir à tous, je suis Seydou Keita. Bonsoir à tous, je suis Seydou Keita, président d'honneur d'Africa Club. Chers membres, bonsoir docteur, j'espère que vous allez tous bien. Chose promise, comme je t'avais dit, je tenais vraiment à remercier et à féliciter M. Abdul Razak pour tout ce qu'il est en train de faire depuis plus de 30 ans. C'est vraiment extraordinaire. Je mesure l'importance de ce qu'il est en train de faire, la durée, les emplois qu'il crée. Je voulais vraiment les féliciter pour tout ce qu'il est en train de faire. Et aussi féliciter toi, docteur, et toute l'équipe qui ont décidé de faire le déplacement jusqu'en Afrique du Sud. Félicitations à vous tous et félicitations à M. Abdul Razak et à toute son équipe. Vraiment, félicitations. Hi, Mr. Abdul Razak, congratulations for this last 30 years. Sorry, my English not good, but very, very, very good job. Congratulations. See you soon.
Assalamu alaikum, my brothers out of Cape Town. This is Yoro Jallo, your brother, doing this selfie from Burkina Faso. Thank you, Mr. Abdurazak, my brother Abdurazak, for organizing this event, and congratulations for the initiative of making this factory, creating jobs, giving food to not only South Africa but throughout the world. We thank you very much, and I'm so sorry I couldn't make it because I am in Burkina Faso for the funerals of the father of the chairman of Vista Bank, our bank, which I couldn't unfortunately miss. But I thank you very much, and I congratulate you and the entire team. Thank you that is working with you and the entire team under Dr. Hussein. Thank you very much. Take care and God bless you.
Just to let you know, Mr. Yoro Diallo is a former vice president of Citibank in New York and in Geneva. He's one of the founders of Afrexim Bank, one of the founders of Vista Bank, one of the main directors of EcoBank. So he's really a prominent banker, and he's one of the board members of our institution. So he was supposed to be with us today. We even got him his tickets, but unfortunately, the father of Mr. Simon, the chairman of Vista Bank, passed away like 1 week ago, and he could not attend it, and he's very sorry for not being able to be here. So right now, as you know, very humbly, the Africa Club also has some awards, and the most important award we have is the golden one, Award of Excellence, and it's my honor today to give this Award of Excellence to the family of the Biscuit Factory. So I want to ask all the family, please, join me to receive this. Another picture. Another picture. Wait. There is also another thing. Sorry, wait. First of all, I feel like I'm part of their family. I don't know if they accept me, but I want to stay here in South Africa with them. And I want to also want to ask my brother from United States and Mali, Dr. Ibrahim Toure. Where are you? He's bringing something also as well. Please. He's an extraordinary CEO of a magnificent company that I'm advisor to, Ferre from Delaware, United States, and always in our event he also gives a gift to the people who organize, to our family members who organize this event. But the problem, always his gifts are better than mine. So that please, Dr. Ibrahim Toure, please. Some music, no? Yes, thank you very much. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Congratulations. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Now it's time for us to tell you what we are launching today. I pretty liked what Mr. Yunus said, what His Excellency Mr. Dangor said, the ambassadors of Mali and Gambia said, and the discussion I had with some of your eminent, distinguished business people. As you know, Africa is very precious, very rich. And for whom from you that don't know, actually you know my origin, some of you. I'm originally actually from Iran. But I grew up in France. But since the first moment, 10 years ago, when I went to Africa, I fell in love. And I became African. So when someone asks me sometimes where are you from, the first thing that comes in mind, I say I'm African. So I did that one time in Mali. I want to do it again today. I asked the audience, you're all from Africa across, do you accept me as African? Yeah. Are you? I love it. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. So now as an African, it's very important for us that trade goes on between Africa. And also we create wealth within Africa. As I think most of you know, all of the economy of Africa is $3,000 billion, 1.4 billion population that will become 2.4 to 2.5 by 2050. That will become 1/4 of the whole population of the world. But something we don't say is that, you know, this $3,000 billion worth of all the economy of Africa is equal to the French economy. So a country of 66 million people, I'm French, I don't have problem, but same economy as the whole Africa. And that's problematic, because Africans don't work together. And one of the main roles of the Africa Club, you know, our vision, our mission is a sentence we say, empower Africa by empowering African entrepreneurs. And that's important to us. So us as a family, Lyria as a network, but it's mostly a family, what we do is we connect our people within the continent. People who join the club know that if you're not African, it's very complicated to join the Africa Club. Because we mostly want Africans to work together. And today, with the decision we made with Mr. Razak, because South Africa, as most of you know, is the biggest economy in the whole continent. So it's very interesting for all of us. And most of our people that you can see here, they're from French-speaking countries. So they don't have all connection to your beautiful country. So what we decided with Mr. Razak and Mr. Amil Tawfiq is to launch today a business desk. It will be the first time we do it within the Africa Club to help and to facilitate the business between our members and South Africa. And what we call it, like in French, it's a centrale d'achat for our members, like how to have connection here, how to supply from South Africa, but also how to sell their products to the market of South Africa. And we hired 2 people, one from my team, one from the Biscuit Factory's team, to help that. So please, I want Mr. Razak just to join me to declare the launching of this business desk.
No, look, it will be an important institution, and it will facilitate trade between Africa and South Africa. So we'd like people to use the facility so that we've got many products in South Africa, in agriculture, mining, whatever, other institutions. So if we can liaise with one another, we are welcome to support you with whatever you need. Thank you.
Thank you very much. So basically how it works, the people who are member of the club already, so they know us, there's a process, we're going to put it in the group of the club. Another, you South African, if you want to work with the other part of the continent, you're welcome. I'm here, I'm available, our team are available. You can work with the other people across Africa. We have now more than 130 people. And you can join us. You can work with us. We can even, if you want, through the referral of Mr. Razak, we can become official member of the club, and work together. So we are very happy to launch that, and we hope that in 3 days, because what we said with the Razak family is in 3 days, we come back, not for the 33 years old, but for the launching of their new industrial line. So we are very happy, and we wish to do great business all together and really help all of our members to be able to empower Africa. Thank you. So now, as you know, these days business changes, and one of the main points is, one of the main new evolution of business now is AI. And we are honored to have an eminent member within the club, ISON Experience, that I know very well now, almost all of their management team, and now I'm happy to know Sandeep. They're real experts on that area, especially for businesses that are more traditional and how to help them scale. So I invite Mr. Sandeep and Mr. Moritz from ISON Experience to give us a beautiful keynote about how AI can help businesses in Africa. Please, give them a round of applause. Je tiens juste à dire aux francophones, il y a une application Google Translation. Si vous tapez dessus, vous allez pouvoir en temps réel suivre le discours en français. Voilà.
Good afternoon to all. To the distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for giving us the opportunity to come and present here today. Congratulations to the Razak family, the Biscuit Factory, and Dr. Hussain, Africa Club, for inviting us today here and also admitting us as one of the members here. Thank you so much. We have been given 30 minutes to quickly present the AI and evolution. And 30 minutes, I do not want to talk too much. I'm not most the intelligent man in this group. The intelligent people are the ones who work on AI. We in business, we go talk, try grow business in Africa. And people like Moritz, who is our global head for innovation, is the one who works on innovation, automation, transformation, etc. And try and take this to the entire Africa unit. So I'll hand over to Moritz to take this forward. The question that we are asking today is that, why is it important, and how does your organization align with AI? I mean, you know, organizations today is implementing AI, but it's important to understand the purpose of why do you want to do AI, right? I mean, otherwise, you know, you will invest millions into AI, and if the purpose is not clear, you will not see a meaningful return on investment. So those are the things that we're going to talk about today. So handing over to Moritz.
Thank you, Sandeep, and thank you for this opportunity. Normally I speak after lunch, which is bad, because then people come back and I fall asleep. But I also realized that we didn't have any comfort break yet, and people have been drinking a lot of water. So I will be quick and going through this. If there's a requirement for people to have a French translation, then I'm not quite sure, Dr. Hussain, whether you will assist with that. But I'm going to start off with the following question. And I want you to really be honest when you look at this. Sorry. Oh, okay, so the translation will be on your phone. So I'm going to start off with this question, and you can have a look at the question. And as I've said, please be honest. In terms of this, I'll give you a minute or two. If you are thinking of AI and AI in your organization, where do you think you are at the moment? So quickly read through those, and just by showing hands, I will go through these. And again, please, as I've said, do not feel bad if you are going to select number 1 or 2 on this. My next slide will explain a little bit more about it as well. So if you look at that just by showing hands, in your organization or where you are working, no formal use of AI. Okay, so everyone is using AI at least. It is employee-led or shadow AI. Okay, yeah, you can be honest. I think you'll see just now that we are there. Pilots and experiments. By showing hands. Okay, approved tools. Embedded processes. Agents acting across systems. So that is AI agents. Your portfolio is scaling because of AI. Or you don't know. Okay, so you will see on this next slide that AI adoption is definitely there. Okay, you've shown that as well because you said that everyone is using AI. So the AI adoption is very high, but as Sandeep also said, 56% of companies say that there's no P&L impact yet in terms of the AI that they're using. So what do we see? We see there's a big gap between adoption and between value from the AI. And then I go back to this first one, and to be honest, most probably a lot of organizations, the 88 that's doing the adoption, are sitting and are most probably in the, answering the first 3 questions, as that is where they are at the moment. So it's employee-led or shadow AI. So people are using AI, but employees do it on their own. Okay, so they've got ChatGPT, or they've got Claude, or they've got one of these AI agents, but they use it on their own because they find that make them more productive. Or you might be doing pilots or experiments, but it's not really very formal. And that is why we get to that picture at the moment where we say that the adoption is, there's a big adoption, but there's no value at the moment. So when you are looking at leadership, then you can see here on the left-hand side what leaders are saying at the moment. And on the right-hand side, what you really should be saying in terms of driving AI in your organization. So you'll see on the left-hand side, age is catching up with me. So you can see people might say, or leaders might say, we have 30 AI pilots because that's the right thing to say. And that is, something like the adoption is there. But you should actually be saying, we have chosen 2 or 3 workflows that we are focusing on and that we are driving to implement the AI or AI agents in those workflows. So leaders might say, everyone's got AI or an AI assistant. But again, as I've said, most of the time that is informal. People are paying either for their own ChatGPT or they use the free version, or they use Claude or the free version of Claude, or they pay for it, but it is individually driven. So what should you say? You should say that we know how work has changed, and you have to address that. And the important thing why leaders must do that is especially around the risk. So do you know what your people are doing with AI, and do you trust what they are communicating on behalf of your company after they have fed certain things through ChatGPT? Have they taken into consideration where private data goes to? Okay, when they do that, they need to do a report for you. They take all the Excel spreadsheets, they feed it through ChatGPT, they get the report, they're very happy. They put it through Claude for the presentation, it looks very nice, but in the end, all that data has been fed into OpenAI's LLMs. And that might contain personal data of your clients, it might contain competitive information of your company that they have now put through those LLMs. Okay, so it's important for you to know what people are doing. Then they will say we formed an AI committee. We've also got an AI committee. And you'll see we even have an AI factory. But what does that mean? Does it really mean anything if it is not going to add value? And that is important. It's again just saying we've done it, we do it, we know we have to do something, but we do not really add any value through these, through the committee. Sorry. And then the last one there, just quickly get this up. We bought an AI platform. Now again, that's what a lot of companies are doing. They're buying AI platforms. But you know the old saying, and I've been a lecturer a long time ago, don't want to give my age away, but around about 1992, I started as a lecturer. And we always said at that point, garbage in is garbage out. And that didn't change over 40 years. So it doesn't help you to implement an AI platform and buy an AI platform because, I'm sorry if there are marketing people around here, but marketing people are very good, sales people are very good, and they sell you an AI platform. But if you do not have the building blocks in place before you use the AI platform, you are only going to scale garbage out. Because AI is scaling, you know, that's what it's doing, so it's helping you to do much more with much less. But if your data is not clean, and if your process is not optimal, then it doesn't help you to implement an AI platform to think you're going to fix it. You first need to get your data clean and your data in the right format. You need to make sure that your process is working, and then you can see whether you can implement an AI platform on top of that. Okay, that one I've done. Okay, so this is really the process. I'll quickly run through this one because I really want to get to the African side of things. This is how it will most probably work in an organization. As we said, there's unmanaged use is the first stage. The second stage is going to be, you've got some governed experiments. So that is good to have an AI committee. It is good to have an AI factory, but the important thing is, again, it must be managed and it must be measured. Then you have functional adoption. So that is where you start to now identify certain functions in which you are going to deploy the AI. Then you go through to your core workflows. So you focus on core workflows. Maybe that might be finance or ERP or a supply chain. So you focus on your core workflows. Then only can you start to have bounded agents. So then only do you start to have the AI agents, agentic AI agents. And lastly, you are going to get to your AI-enabled enterprise. Okay, so those are the steps that we normally go through. Again, another thing that is very important is AI is not equal. So you are going to have different kinds of AI at different levels. So at the moment, to be honest, and you'll see that also in some of the African examples that I will use, predictive AI is actually the most mature type of AI that you can implement. Okay, so predictive AI, where we are using AI to make predictions, to run on top of your data, do the analysis, for example, to say that, where do we have to produce, how much do we have to produce, where are we going to deliver, what's the best market for us, all of those kind of things. But it also comes in with fraud management. We, for example, is a FICO partner for Africa. We are the reseller for Africa for FICO. And if you don't know, but FICO is really looking, most probably well known for their fraud management solutions, as well as for their predictive analytics solutions. To be honest, all your credit scores are being based on the FICO credit score module. So whichever organization you are representing, wherever you see your credit score, it's based on the FICO credit score model. But that is really the most mature. Then we get to generative assistance. That is in our space quite a big assistant, but it can be in any place. It's also quite mature. Then you see industrial AI is advancing. Governance and AI FinOps is catching up. And then people are all talking about agentic AI. I just thought that I got generative AI under the knee, and then people started to talk about agentic AI. But you can see that agentic AI is still just at the peak expectation. If you know the Gartner cycle or the Gartner hype cycle, Gartner says that a technology or a solution will go through a cycle. It will go up to the peak expectation. Everyone is very excited about it, but then it falls down into the trough of disillusionment. And that is where agentic AI currently is, at the top. If you don't know what agentic AI is, that is really when you use an AI agent to work autonomously and do everything for you. Okay, so that's agentic AI. And then autonomous processes, as you can see, is still emerging. So there's still a long way to go before we can actually implement and work with this effectively. Okay, so the risk around AI, I'll quickly just touch on that one as well. So the risk that you see is, number one, as a leader, you have to know when you want to implement the AI, access to AI, where will AI find the information or the data? And again, as I've said, is that data clean? There's the example of Canadian Airlines. I don't know whether you've heard of that one, where Canadian Airlines had a chatbot. Chatbot gave the wrong fares to people, and people obviously said that they want those fares in the end, and it costed Canadian Airlines quite a lot of money. It wasn't the chatbot's fault. It was the fault that the right policy has not been updated. The chatbot just works on top of whatever you give them. Okay, so it's not very, to be honest, it's not very clever in the end. There's another good example as well in real estate, where a US company had some bots that bought property online, but they have not adjusted the formulas after COVID. So what this bot did was, it kept on buying property, dilapidated property, without adjusting the pricing or the offers, and therefore people obviously jumped at the opportunity to sell their dilapidated property at a good, at a good price. So in the end, they lost $400 million because they were sitting with stock, property stock that they couldn't resell. So to show you why it is important and look at these risks, access, number one. Number two, autonomy. How autonomous do you want this bot to be? Trust me, they say bots hallucinate. Bots hallucinate quite a lot. Okay. And again, marketing and salespeople are going to tell you, well, you know what, it takes you 5 minutes to set up a voice bot or a chat bot. But you can do that. But if you do not build in the guardrails, the bot is going to do whatever the bot wants to do. And it's going to run out through this LLM, this large language model, that's got billions and billions of information data that it's looking at, and it's just going to take whatever it wants and give an answer. So if you're going to ask a question to a bot to say that, what do I have to do? It's an example of one of our clients. They've got a AI lawyer, and you can subscribe to the AI lawyer, and you can ask the AI lawyer some questions like, what do I have to do when I get stopped for drunken driving? And it will come back with answers. But it must be context-based, because of the fact that maybe you need to do something else in the US than what you have to do in South Africa. And therefore, you need to run that on top of your own data and knowledge. Okay, so, and then the last one there is consequence. As I've said, you need to take the consequences into consideration as well. Those are the two that I've already spoken to. I'm going to jump to the next one so that we can get to the African context side of things. And sorry, I'm just going to walk down here a little bit. Is that fine? So, number one, Africa's AI opportunity, and I've just selected a few industries, 3 or 4 industries. So agriculture in Africa is one of the big places where we can employ the AI, or where we are deploying AI. So there you can see certain use cases, for example, giving farmers advice. So that is in Nigeria. We've got a similar product in South Africa for medical assistance. So we've got a team of doctors, for example, and you can ask those doctors some questions, and the doctors will be able to give you an online prescription, for example. Now, the same happens here with farmers. You've got farmers, and the farmers can actually get some assistance from, well, on the one side, contact centers, but also from bots. The second one there is to connect different players in the value chain for farming. Okay, so to have a platform where you can connect the farmer with a distributor or retail, and that's a platform that is available so that you can utilize that. And again, it's based on AI to make sure that it uses the data that is available. And then farmer finance, again, using AI in the finance environment to assist farmers. Okay, then the second one is to look at commodity value chains. I think Mr. Yunus also spoke about that, so I don't want to say anything that is not true. What I do realize after Mr. Yunus spoke is I realized why the cheaper wine is in South Africa and the more expensive wine is overseas, but that's fine with the export. So what is important in terms of commodity and where AI is again going to help you is that you will see there, number one, you need to know what is coming. So you need to know what the requirement is, you need to know what the demand is, and that is where AI is going to be able to assist, and that is where we deploy these AI bots. So we need to know what it is worth, and again, based on the data and the information that's available, AI is helping companies and organizations to know what it is worth, and then also you need to be able to move it profitably, and I think that is self-explanatory. But again, we will use AI to predict that. And again, if we really look back at this, you can see why predictive analytics and analytics through AI is currently really the main thing that people are using, and that is very mature. Okay, then the next one is your fast-moving consumer goods. And again, I'm not really going to spend too much time on that. I also want to show you one or two things of the art of the possible, and we are running out of time. So again, with fast-moving consumer goods, those are the places where AI can really assist. And again, you will see most of that is your sense of demand, like in the previous slide, where we are determining what the demand is, where the demand is, etc., based on the data, operational data that you bring in. And then the last one there is also to learn from the market, because that is closing the loop in the end, and that is going to, again, be some input data to determine where the demand, where you have to deliver and where you have to put that, where the demand is going to be. Then, from an African perspective, what is important is we need also to realize that Africa is different. And as ISON has been in Africa, as Dr. Hussain has said, since 2011, we've got a big footprint in Africa. We do have the Africa experience in more than 15 African countries. What is important is that we've already said predict first. So predict first is important because of the fact that that is where AI is mature. So if you want to implement AI, you are first going to look at the predictions. But then we also know that we do have some challenges in Africa with architecture from time to time. It is improving, but in the end, we need to realize and remember also that there are some limitations. You know, when you are looking at AI, most AI models are running in the cloud. So if you only have a policy to say that we can implement AI on-premise, then there is a limitation, because although you can get on-premise models, it is limited. So the on-premise model is going to be limited. Second thing is we need to take into consideration that AI technology, and people don't want to say that, but AI technology is very expensive. The servers that you have to run that on, whether it's on-premise or whether it's in the cloud, it's very expensive, and AI is still not necessarily the cheapest thing to implement. And you will also find that as I've said, we are operating in a number of African countries. It is less expensive to employ people than to have a voice bot in place. And except for the fact that we also need to take into consideration the socio-economic impact of what AI will have, but that's another talk that one can have on how do you deploy AI responsibly in developing countries, okay, as well as maybe in Africa, if you want to look at it like that. And then the last one there is to say that we need to take local context into consideration. And again, I'll show you an example quickly now of one or two of the bots that we have. But the local context is not yet there, because, you know, African languages are not a priority for AI developers and for large language model developers. So we, for example, at ISON is busy building our own African language LLM, because of the fact that we've got this big footprint. We are servicing more than 40 African languages across Africa. So we do have a lot of data that we can base this development on. And we've started to develop an African language, large language model, so that we can be more inclusive in terms of the use. So I'm quickly going to go through that one. So ISON, what do? We already have certain things in place. So number one, we assist people. So in our operations, which is more contact center based, BPO based, we do have agent assistance. Now, what can you do? You can put people much faster on the floor, and you can obviously scale the use of the people, and they are being supported by AI assistants. Automate workflows. Second thing that we do, as I've said, very important. Not ad hoc kind of use of AI. Then reinvent your operations. So you have to look at your operations, your workflows, and take AI into consideration. How are you going to reinvent it around AI? And the last one there is really the analytics. Again, as I've mentioned, we have to, and we've got a lot of experience when it comes to the analytics. What is important again, our AI factory, we number one make sure that every development is business led. Okay, so it starts with business and not technology, and therefore business will provide the information and the use cases, and we will work around business. The ecosystem, we've got an ecosystem that we've already built. Again, as I've mentioned, we are in Africa, we understand the African market, we've already built the infrastructure, and then the production run that we do. So we develop and then we do the production run as well. So with that, I'm going to finish off with 2 examples.
Hi, I'm Lucia. I'm an AI agent integrated into CSS collections. I handle end-to-end workflows, giving time back to human agents. Let's improve recovery together.
So one of the places where we currently use AI is in our collections organization. We've got a voice bot that do collections, and I will play you a clip of a real call just now. No, sorry, the other one. To stop that one first. The first one, yes.
Good day. This is Yolanda from Credit Solution Services. Is this Bulelwa Maragello? Speaking. Bulelwa Maragello. You are speaking to Yolanda, and I am calling you from CSS Credit Solutions in relation to your ABIL account. Please note that calls are recorded for quality and security purposes. For security reasons, could you kindly confirm your full South African ID number?
My ID number is 911001319185.
1 second. Great, I've got you up on my system. Your account currently has an outstanding balance of 6,000 Rand. Do you acknowledge this amount?
I do.
Thank you. Can I ask why this account has not yet been paid?
I have financial problems.
Okay, I think that you can stop it there. Thanks. So number one, you can see that was a voice bot. The person didn't really realize that talking to a voice bot. Okay, you could also hear from the interaction there. Then the last one that I will plan, that's what I will finish off with. So you can start the last one. So this is a voice bot as well that we've created. And I'm just showing the art of the possible. I'll finish just off there so you can just make the call.
Hello, my name is Aisha and I am calling from Mkopa.
Hi Aisha, how can I help you today?
Thank you. Am I speaking with Musa?
Yeah, you are speaking with Musa.
Wonderful. I am calling to welcome you to the Mkopa family and thank you for choosing your Mkopa-powered X30 smartphone. We would like to share a few important things to help you get the most from your device.
Aisha?
This will take...
Hi, Aisha. Can you switch to Hausa, please?
Sabazan sigabada Hausa. Wananzaya ukikasada minti biya. Shinyanzulo kachine maikyo mutigaba.
Sorry, Aisha, I've got French people in the room. Can you speak French?
Bien sûr, je peux continuer en français. Cela prendra moins de 5 minutes. Est-ce que c'est un bon moment pour continuer?
Aisha, I'm sorry, my French is rusted. Can you speak Afrikaans?
Natuurlijk, ek kan in Afrikaans voortgaan. Dit sal minder as 5 minute neem. Is dit nou 'n goeie tyd om voort te gaan?
Ja, ons kan voortgaan, maar kan jy dit dalk in Swahili doen?
Ndio, tunaweza kuendelea kwa Kiswahili. Kabla hatujaendelea, unafahamu kwamba simu yako ya Mkopa imetolewa kupitia mpango wa kulipa mkopo?
Okay. So it's only the art of the possible. And all that I'm saying is, you know, what you see is not necessarily so easy to do. Again, it takes some time to build the guardrails into these, but that is the art of the possible. And with the art of the possible, we are not saying that we are going to replace people. AI, number one, needs to enable people. And we call it the HITL, the human in the loop. And the human in the loop will always have to be there. But we need to use AI where it makes sense for us to assist people and enable people. Now this was an MCOPA, I don't know whether you know MCOPA, but this was an MCOPA welcome call. So with regards to that, an MCOPA welcome call is really just phoning a person, telling them about their contract with MCOPA and where they can get assistance, etc. But you can see how easy it is to switch between some of the African languages already. But again, also as I've said, it's very limited African languages at the moment. The major ones that they have worked on, and that's why we are working on our own model as well. So with that, I don't know whether you've got any questions, but I think that is just showing you something about AI, a little bit about the deployment of AI within a limited time, and thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Dermot. It's very interesting, and we know how important now AI is in all of our businesses. For whom are interesting, tomorrow morning at 10 a.m., we are going to see the site, the office of ISON Experience in Cape Town. But they have a huge campus in Johannesburg. Unfortunately, I would have preferred having a campus here, but could not fly it all over Johannesburg tomorrow. So you're all invited. Can I invite everybody, Sandeep? Yeah. You're uninvited from the club or not from the club tomorrow. We go from Hyatt Regency at 10 o'clock, huh? 10 o'clock there. So 9:30 from the hotel. If you want to see the magical things they do here, please join us. So last but not least, as you know, the Africa Club has several international events every year. The next one is in Marrakesh and is going to be introduced by the host of this event, he's a serial entrepreneur. I think he's only 42, but he owns more than 50 companies. Like, I don't know how he does it. He's a genius in business, from healthcare to real estate to AI. He has companies in the United States, in Singapore, in Marrakesh, sorry, Kemal, I don't know if you wanted me to tell all of that about you, but he's really someone extraordinary in business and very also kind person, very humble. And for whom you know, Africa Club is a family of people who are very successful, but at the same time very humble. And that's what we love about the family members of the Africa Club. So without further ado, I would like to invite my dear brother, Dr. Kamel Hamata.
In Cape Town, and I would like also to thank Abdul Razak and all his lovely family for this event and the perfect organization. Thanks to Dr. Hussein also for his amazing work. A little bit of applause for all of them. As you know, I'm a business partner with N'Golo Kanté through NGKH Promotion, so our real estate development company in Morocco. He would have loved to be there with us, but he was taking part in FIFA World Cup, so it was a little bit difficult on schedule. So together we are pleased to invite you to the next Africa Club International meeting, so taking place in Marrakesh from 13 to 17 November. 13 to 17 of November 2026. So the events will be an opportunity to meet, exchange ideas, develop business relationships, and also discover Marrakesh, an amazing city. So more information about the program and registration will be shared soon. And N'Golo joins me in looking forward to welcoming you to Marrakesh. See you in November. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Dr. Kamel. So you're all invited from South Africa to North Africa in a few months. So I know that you're not hungry, no? Little bit maybe. So it's time. Thank you very much to everybody. What we are going to do is we have a buffet, and what we are going to do is to go to through these doors to have the buffet food, and we come back to the tables, and after that we'll have a networking session right after. So thank you very much. It was a great honor to be with all of you, and I hope the Razak family all the best. I hope really every 3 years we come, and in 30 years with the new generation, with Tawfiq's children, inshallah, next generation, we do more and more events. Thank you very much, everybody. Thank you. Thank you. Please, I really want a standing ovation for Mr. Abdul Razak. Please. More, please, please, please.
Thank you, sir. We're worried, but it came together. Everything came to the...
You want to say a word?
No.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Bon appétit.